In this video, I'm gonna talk about overcoming sexual sin because I know how tough it is. You know what I'm saying? Sexual sin, that stuff is difficult to overcome. You know what I'm saying? I know how tough it is. And like I said, I know a lot of people, they don't really want to talk about it. And I can understand it, you know what I'm saying, because some people they may not feel comfortable talking about it, but me, I ain't got a problem talking about it because, like I said, I ain't afraid to tell my past because I know I can help people. And every time I make a video, I always pray before I make one and I ask God to speak through me so that way, that one person that watches this video, they can hear it and they can take what they need from it. You know what I'm saying? They can just, just overcome. You know what I'm saying? So, what I struggled with before was, so for example, I struggled with sex, porn, masturbation. That's what I struggled with. Struggled with it for years. Um, and that stuff is tough to overcome. Especially especially like when you trying to grow a relationship with God. You know what I'm saying? I know this stuff can get real tough. Um, and it's like this. So I seen porn at a young age, and that led to masturbation, and that led to having sex outside of marriage because I'm not married. Um, and when you, what's a good word I can say? When you constantly like just when that stuff constantly on your mind, it kind of like become like in the Bible say, as a man thinks, so as he is. You know what I'm saying? Um, and it's like this. We gotta remember the main reason people do it is because why? It make them feel good. Why you doing it? It make you feel good. That's why we all do it. But after you do it, you get that sense of guilt, like maybe I shouldn't have did that because I don't really feel too good about it. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I'll give you a perfect example. Like me, I used to be one of them people. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go masturbate, and then people be like, it'd be like this. I'm like, okay, is it mentioned in the Bible? It ain't really mentioned in the Bible, but you know, I used to be like, all right, if it ain't mentioned in the Bible, I'm gonna go do it. Then I seen, people be like, it is, because if you having lustful thoughts, that's sinning against God. So I'm like, all right, if I don't lust while I'm doing it, it ain't a sin. But then, even if I don't lust, the fact that I still did it and I feel guilty about it after, that'll change your whole perspective. That's why I had to stop doing it. And this is gonna be kind of long because, like I said, I know this video gonna help people, and it's really like this. A lot of people, they try to bash people. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand when people do that because they try to bash people, right? They married and they bashing somebody talking about, oh, you can't be having sex. You ain't married. You gotta get married like a man. Sexual sin is the hardest sin for this generation, the young kids, the younger generation, a little bit older than me, a little bit younger than me, because we just used to seeing it in TV, shows, stuff like that. And I don't like when people do that because how you gonna bash somebody but you already married? So you ain't got that problem. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that you gonna try to bash somebody else, that ain't cool, bro. You know what I'm saying? Cause people don't gotta understand it. I gotta understand. I know it's hard for younger people. It's hard for me. Um, and it's like this, you know, the reason it's hard for young people because, like I said, we so used to seeing all this stuff. We so used to we going through a time where when you growing, you hit puberty, your hormones raging all over the place, and you just want something. Just being honest. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody perfect. Just being honest. People want some. You know what I'm saying? But it's like a lack of understanding for the Bible, a lack of like Christian principles in the home. People can get lost and they can end up doing stuff and they don't really know. So I'm making this video to help out younger people because I know it can reach the right person. So like I said, masturbation, that's something I used to do. And I did it because it made me feel good. You know what I'm saying? And I used to do it when I couldn't get none. And you know, um, it's just a lot to go into it. And the porn led to masturbation. The masturbation led to sex. And the sex part, man, that was tough because once I got it the first time, I didn't want to stop. And the crazy thing is, you know, it's like this. When you a child of God, he disciplined you, right? First time I did it, I almost got a girl pregnant. I'm glad that I learned I can't say I learned my lesson because I kept doing it, you know. I mean, one time I did it, I was on a basketball team and kept going back and forth between this girl dorm and mine, and it was real bad because I remember, you know, what I'd do, I'd be like, all right, I'll do it, and then I'd be like, all right, God forgive me. Do it again, I'd be like, all right, God forgive me. And I keep doing that process, and I was reading Proverbs of Luke the other day, right? It say in there, it say, you know, when you have sex, I think it said I think it said when you have sex with a woman outside of marriage, I think it said God will physically harm you or he'll send harm on you, something like that. Man, I was on the basketball team. I got a hip flexor injury, out for the season. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's a form of chastisement. Even when I was having sex outside of marriage, I guess he still considered me a son because he sent that discipline. Same another time, you know, this was a time when I was trying to get right, but I was listening to trap music and I was talking to this one girl, and same thing happened, did the same thing. As soon as we left the room, you know what I'm saying, I started my car, took off on the highway, car went dead, had to buy a new battery and an alternator, had to pay almost $400 out of my pocket. Another form of discipline, you know what I'm saying? So it's really like with sexual sin, that's real serious because it's like I think it's like you sinning outside your body or something like that. Um, but you know, I can understand why people do it. They shouldn't, but I can understand why because I did it before. Um, in the last, you know, it's been a long time since I had sex. Um, it's been a long time, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, Jesus, he broke me free from all that. All three of them, he broke me free. And the thing was, it got so bad, I was so addicted to it. Jesus literally had to come and break the chains off of me. That's literally what he had to do. He set me free. He broke the chains off of me. He set me free. And I know if I was to go back to it, it's saying in the Bible, if you go back to it, it'll be 7 more deadly spirits that'll be latched onto you. So it'd be even worse than when you got set free the first time. And it say, you know, when you go back to your old sins, say you like a dog going back to your old vomit. And that stuff is real, you know what I'm saying? And it be a lot of times, I ain't gonna lie, I be sitting down and I be thinking, I'm like, you know, man, I just want something, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people go through that, especially dudes, because, you know, you be sitting there and you be like, man, I just want something, you know what I'm saying? You be thinking about it. And it's tough, because that's what I say. He set me free from all three, right? But one thing I do struggle with is lust, because everywhere I go, it be girls, man, I work in the grocery store. Man, it be girls, I work in this Kroger. It be girls coming up in there half naked, man. They don't really got nothing on. And I be trying not to look, especially when they be looking good. I be like, man, like I gotta put my head down or something, man, you know what I'm saying? And it's like when Jesus changed you, he changed everything about you. And I remember, man, I was talking to this one girl, she looked real good. And, you know, she was telling me, she was like, you know, let's do it. And I'm like, I want to, but I can't. And we started getting in an argument because she was like, why don't you want to do it with me? You know what I'm saying? Because usually it's supposed to be the dude that's trying to go after the girl and get her to do stuff. But this way, it just happened to be the other way around. Man, this girl, man, I was trying to, like, just tell her, like, you know, I can't do that. She said she was Christian. I'm like, you know, I told her, I'm like, you know, we can't do it, man. She told me, she said, why we can't do it? I said, because that's what the Bible says. She was like, you know, well, I said, she was like, so I'm not gonna get it? I'm like, nah. She was like, well, I'm gonna get it what I wanted. And I was just like, I was just sitting there. I'm like, and it's funny because if the roles was reversed and I would have said that, then it would have been a problem. But since it's the girl, right, she get a pass. But I ain't even say nothing. I had to cut off. I had to stop talking to her because I'm like, that's basically what that is. They don't respect you because if somebody constantly trying to get you to do something that you don't want to do after you told them how you feel about it, they don't respect you. So it's like for me, I'm like, if you don't respect my beliefs, ain't no point in continuing this conversation because I don't want to get in trouble with God. My relationship with God come first. And the thing is so crazy how he been disciplining me. Like he be convicting me, right? I'm gonna tell you something so funny. I can go on Instagram. It be a whole lot of girls that be following me on there, and I be wanting to follow them back. But it's like now, my relationship with him growing so strong, it got to the point where if I get on there, he convict me. I be wanting to press that follow back button so bad. He be convicting me. He be like, "Don't you press that follow button?" And I be like, "Man, she be looking good though." So I'm like, "All right, let me go on their profile, see how they look." As soon as I click on the profile, I scroll down. They ain't really got nothing on, shaking their booty. You know what I'm saying? And I be like, "Man, I see why." And I give you a perfect example. It was a couple months ago. I was trying to talk to this one girl. She was looking real good. And I remember she followed me. Man, I wanted to follow her back, man. I wanted to follow her back so bad. So I was like, all right. And the guy was convicting me, don't talk to her. So I was like, all right, I'm a messenger, and I'm going to see if I can see how her walk with God is. So that way I can try to talk to her. Man, I didn't even talk to her that long. And, God was convicting me the whole time. Because it's like this. I understand we want to like from my perspective, from a dude perspective. I know we want a girl that got a nice body, you know what I'm saying? And she believe in God, but that's hard to find. So usually what we usually go for, God look at the inward, we look at the outward. That's what we tend to look at. So that's what we tend to look at, you know what I'm saying? And it's like when we look at that, when we get so focused in that, we don't really pay attention to their heart, what their morals is and stuff like that. Man, that stuff really funny to be honest, cause it's like, man, like they be looking good, you know what I'm saying? But I know in the Bible it say like, don't cast your prayers before swine. Now obviously that's talking about don't talk to Jesus that don't want to hear about it, but the way I see it is like this, people that believe in God, it's a precious gift that we serve in the Almighty. And his children, they mean a lot to him. So he don't want his children being with somebody that don't necessarily believe, because he see that as kind of like, I guess, filth, because he like, why would you put some mud on a precious gem? You know what I'm saying? And I can completely understand that. And like I said, I read the Bible. I was reading it say, I forgot what book it was, but it say, it was a verse that said, her lips drip with honey, but her ways lead to hell. And that's the road I was on, cause I was trying to talk to girls that look real good, but they ain't really had no relationship with God. That's what I was attracted to. I was attracted to the body, the face, but I ain't really look at the inward. That's what I look at now. I look at the inward, cause that's what's important to me. You know, and like I said, with lust, that's some. Now I don't know if we ever be able to overcome that, because there's billions of people in the world. We go out in the world every day. We see people. But I know sex, porn, masturbation, we can overcome that through the name of Jesus. Like he can break all them chains. Like, and the thing is, I know it's hard waiting on somebody. That's another thing. Waiting on God, waiting on your spouse. I know that's hard waiting. I know that's hard waiting on both of them things. But the thing is, you know, through them patience, them patient trials, you know what I'm saying? God building us up. He preparing us for our spouse, our husband, our wife. Um, but the thing is, it's tough waiting. It's tough. It's real tough. You know, you know the story of Joseph when he got sent to prison because the girl lied on him because he didn't want to have sex with her. What happened then? He went to jail. He came out. They found favor in Pharaoh. Just a mighty man because he was faithful to God in the end. You know what I'm saying? Um, that type of stuff, it give me hope and motivation because we don't know who God got for us. You know what I'm saying? But if we patient, if we endure, if we do what we need to do, which is follow Him, He gonna make it happen. It's just a matter if we gonna be patient or not. You know, with me, He convict me of certain girls that He don't want me to talk to, and I be thinking, I'm like, man, like she be looking good, but I be feeling this urge in my stomach. He be like, do not talk to her. And I don't care if she look good. And I be in my head, I'm like, man, I want to talk to her, but I guess I can't. But I got to do what he say because think about it like this. When you date somebody that's not equally yoked with you, you end up trying to change that person and convince them to, you know, get a strong relationship. And ultimately, they bring you down and they weaken your relationship with God. That's why I learned I ain't finna talk to nobody that's not equally yoked with me because ultimately it's a headache. It causes heartbreak, it causes pain, confusion. You do not want to waste your time with none of that because that it don't bring nothing. Being unequally yoked, especially man, don't even go through with it. I'm telling you, don't even go through. I'm telling you right now, don't go through with it. Especially if you about to, if you man, that's don't waste your time with it. Do not waste your time with it, bro, because you will regret it. I promise you that. You know, just God. Think about it like this: if God made everything, He know the perfect person that He got for you. You just gotta be patient. Is it easy being patient? No, it's not. I know this for a fact. It is not easy being patient at all. Um, but it's worth it. Same with how we, you know, Christians, you know, we going through spiritual warfare. We trying to fight. You know, we trying to make it to heaven. It's not easy to make it to heaven, but it's worth it. You know. Um, but like I said, overcoming sexual sin is not easy. But the way I did it was praying, fasting, reading my Bible. He helped me overcome all that. I overcame so many obstacles by them three things alone. Um, and I'm gonna give y'all a word of advice. The best way to fast, do a 3-day fast. If you look in the Bible, that's how all the biblical people did it. They did a 3-day fast to see a breakthrough. Um, I forgot how long I fasted for, but when you do that fast, you get a breakthrough, and you know you hitting barriers and you overcoming, and you feel like a brand new person. Jesus can set you free, you know. And I say this: yes, it's not good for people to be alone, but at the same time, you're not really alone because you got Jesus. So the fact that you got Jesus, really, in reality, Jesus is all you need. Because I got him. You know, Jesus is all you need. You know, so you're not really alone. Um, but if you do want somebody, which I'm sure a lot of y'all watching this video want somebody, pray on it. Ask God to open your eyes up. You know, help him reveal it to you. Um, and like I said, you know, just, I know it's a battle. I know it's tough, but it's worth it. I'm telling you, it's worth it in the end because, like I said, it ain't easy. You know, a lot of music and stuff like that, you know, it influence you and, you know, everybody talking about they smashing all these chicks and stuff like that. And, you know, the only app I use is Instagram. I deleted Twitter because you get on Twitter, you be seeing people having sex all the time. I don't even use that app. I deleted that. I deleted my whole account. Snapchat, I don't even use that because it really is a waste of an app. I just go on there because I got a lot of pictures on there. But Instagram, that's the main thing I like to use. I don't follow a lot of stuff that's not really of God. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, at the end of the day, God know who He got for you. You just gotta be patient. You know, don't try to indulge in sexual sin, because it ain't worth it. Because you don't want to bring a curse on you. You want to bring forth blessings. You know what I'm saying? Um, that porn stuff, it will mess with your mind bad. Same with sex. Um, and like I said, I was addicted to it, but he set me free. He set me free. And you know, all you gotta do is just have faith in God, believe that He can help you. Forsake it. Don't even go back to it once He sets you free. Because once He sets you free and you look back, all it is the devil making you look back. You know what I'm saying? Um, but He'll set you free. You just gotta have faith and trust in Him. Um, like I said, you know, I know a lot of people, what they try to do is try to downplay, you know, they try to downplay everything, you know. People that's married, couples that's married, they be like, you know, oh, you can't be doing that. But they already married, so they good. You know what I'm saying? So don't even listen to people like that. Um, like I said, um, if y'all want me to help y'all out, I'll put my Instagram down below. But like I said, you know, y'all just keep the faith strong. We almost at the finish line. I don't know how much time we got left, but, you know, don't stop pursuing, you know, God. Don't stop pursuing godly stuff. You know, He obviously placed a desire in my heart, on your heart, you know, to get married, to be with somebody. Just make sure you putting God first. That's all you got to do. Ain't nothing wrong with seeking somebody. Um, yeah, like I said, I know it's tough, but, you know, just, you know, we overcomers. You know, with men, stuff is impossible, but with God, nah, I said that wrong, my fault. With men, stuff is impossible, but with God, things are possible. You know what I'm saying? So just be encouraged. You know what I'm saying? And God gonna help y'all through it, man, for real.